So, how do we do this?
It's quite simple, really. There are lots of ways to press flowers, but this method is the easiest. All you have to do is take your book.
Aspen grabs one of the heavy books she brought and opens it to somewhere in the middle.
Put a piece of paper in here, like this, for the moisture.
She folds a plain sheet of paper in half and then slides it in where the pages meet.
Then you place your flowers on top and close the book. And that's it. Easy, right?
To demonstrate, she arranges a few of the buds she has selected, spacing them out like cookies on a sheet. When she's satisfied, she shuts the book.
Oh, I can do that.
I take one of the others and repeat the process. When I close the front cover, the pages smush down the colorful flowers. Aspen puts both books side by side on the counter.
How long does it take? Should we come back later?
Longer than that. A few days, if not weeks. We want to get all the water squeezed out.
That long?
I'm afraid so. Mum always said the waiting was half the fun, because it gave you something to look forward to.
Your mom is an old geezer.
I'm not sure about that.
I tend to agree. There is a certain charm to it, though. I first learned about pressing flowers when I bought a book from a second-hand store that had a few left behind by a previous owner. They must have forgotten all about the flowers. They were bone dry, even more than the ones I showed you, and they'd stained the pages. They were still beautiful, though, and made my copy unique. I left them in there to this day on my shelf. It seemed wrong to remove them after so long.
What do you do with the ones you make?
Decorate, mostly. They make for nice accessories, or bookmarks, or even look nice on their own.
Yeah, mainly just food. Yeah, eat them.
I can't wait to see.
Me either. Here, there are still a few left.
Aspen and I each have a couple of flowers remaining, so she grabs another book and opens it up. She flips through the pages, getting closer to the middle, and then suddenly stops. Nestled alongside a few flowers, there's a folded up paper with Aspen's name on it.
What's that?
What is that? She stares silently for a long time and then gently removes everything. The flowers are almost entirely brown and fragile, except for a few splotches of white on the petals. Aspen sets them aside.
It looks like I did some forgetting too. I must have put these here years ago.
What about the paper?
There's another sheet in there that everything sat on top of, so the one with her name must not be the one to suck up the water. She gently removes the page in question. It's stained brown like this flower and sticks as she tries to take it out, but eventually gives away. It crackles in her hands as she turns it over a few times. Carefully unfolding it, Aspen holds the paper where she can read it.
It was a letter to my future self. I used to write them occasionally. Most got lost or thrown out ages ago, but it figures that I'd find one here and now.
Yeah.
What's it say?
I'm a little afraid to find out.
That is a little bit daunting. She clears her throat.
Dear Miss Benoit,
He gives me a sidelong glance.
I wish I just used my first name. I can't tell you how tired I am of reading letters that start like that. Anyway,
Oh my god, it's real.
I am writing this on the evening of my 13th birthday. In case you have forgotten, today I began writing my first novel.
Oh my god.
By the time that you read this, I expect that you have half a dozen or more complete aside from this one.
Again, Aspen looks at me.
As you can see, I used to be even more obnoxious when it came to writing.
Very ambitious.
Mother suggested that I compose this letter in order to look back and reflect on how far I have come. I'm keeping my goals modest so that I might surprise myself in the future.
This is modest.
Right now, there are many questions that I have. What was university like? Have you gotten married yet? How many other famous authors have you met? Have you made more friends? I hope that you have moved to a bigger city. Mother says someday I will appreciate our town more, but I don't believe her.
Aww.
There is not a single thing that I will miss from here after I've left, other than my parents, of course. I have been looking at possibilities for studying abroad when I am older, and am focusing on my academics to help facilitate that. When you read this, I wonder if you will remember writing it. I hope that you are laughing about how much better your life is than I am imagining now. Yours truly, Aspen Benoit.
After she finishes reading the letter aloud, Aspen silently rereads it a few more times, then she places it back where it came from, alongside the dry flowers and the rest that we picked together. Then she closes the book.
Young Aspen got a few things right and a few things wrong, it seems. I'm over half a dozen books late, apparently. Modest goals, indeed. I don't really remember writing that particular letter. At least not too clearly. But for all the wishes that didn't come true, and all the things that I'm sure past me would be disappointed in current me for, it does make me smile to read it again.
I think that's the most important part.
I quite agree. It might not be the future I was imagining, but still, I wouldn't trade the present I have for anything.
Aspen and I clean up the leaves, trim stems, sweeping them into the garbage. Then we stack the books and put them up on a high shelf where they'll be safe and out of the way. We both stare up at them, full of memories new and old.
That's enough of the past, for now. Come on, we have a whole day to enjoy.
Aspen places a hand on my shoulder, kisses my cheek, and then leads me out of the kitchen. I follow her out into the bright sunlight.
Right behind you.
As the day winds down and starts to get darker, a light breeze starts to pick up. Not enough to be cold, but enough to make me glad I have my jacket. Aspen, Juliet, and I sit out on the front porch with the lights on, watching the road.
How long until people start showing up?
Oh my god, they're just camping it.
Soon, I'd imagine. The early evening is when most trick-or-treating begins.
They'd better hurry, before Miho eats all the candy.
Can't argue with that.
I unwrap another piece and stuff it into my mouth, shoving the wrapper into my pocket with a bunch of others.
Maybe if you go knocking on doors, you could convince people you're a kid in a costume too. That way you could get your own candy.
Do you think that would work?
It's hard to talk with my mouth full of chocolate and caramel.
No, but it's funny to imagine.
Oh.
Oh, look! Here come a few of them now.
Sure enough, a group of 3 kids appear at the bottom of the hill and start making their way up towards us. I stand up, a giant bowl in my hands.
Oh, how cute!
One of the kids has a white sheet draped over them with big holes cut out for the eye. Oh. The most classic ghost costume. The other 2 are dressed like characters I've seen on TV.
Trick-or-treat!
Oh my god. The 3 of them hold out open pillowcases, and I toss a handful of candy into each one.
Here you go.
The one with the big eyes goes even more wide-eyed.
Whoa, that's a lot. Thanks a bunch.
Uh-oh.
Wait, was it? Should I take some back?
Oh god. Aspen swats at me gently.
You can't do that.
The 3 kids hurry off, probably afraid that I was really gonna reach in and reclaim some of the candy. I sit back down.
How much am I supposed to give them?
Usually a piece or 2, but it's not a problem. We still have several unopened bags inside.
Several?
Great.
I guess it's just my area that doesn't have many trick-or-treaters. I grab another piece for myself and munch on it.
Well, in that case...
Aspen reaches over and picks out a couple candies for herself too. It isn't long before the next batch of kids shows up, with another close behind them. The second group even has some parents accompanying them. Oh my god. It gets later and later, but more kids start arriving rather than less. I hand out candy until my arms get tired, and Aspen takes over. More than once, Juliet has to go inside and get more bags of candy to refill the bowl.
This is more work than the library on a busy day.
Even my first day of work, when Aspen helped me run the desk, felt less busy than this evening does. But also, it's a lot of fun. Many of the kids have created costumes, and I even recognize some of the characters they're dressed as. The less creative costumes are still cute too, and it's nice seeing so many happy smiles as they all walk around. It's not until the moon is high in the sky that the trick-or-treaters stop showing up. We can still hear the occasional whoop and shout from the streets nearby, but no one else comes up the path. The big bowl of candy is nearly empty, with less than a full layer left behind. A bunch of empty bags fill one of the recycling bins. In the end, we managed to go through all of the candy Juliet bought. After about 10 minutes without any more kids, we finally get up from the porch.
I believe we can call it a night.
That was certainly the busiest Halloween I've ever been a part of.
Really? I didn't know if that was normal or not.
For Welly, maybe. But I don't get many trick-or-treaters at my apartment.
Yeah.
And back home, there are like maybe 5 kids in town at any given time.
More candy for you.
Speaking of which, I hope I can count on the two of you to finish off the leftovers we have here.
You don't even have to ask.
I'd better take what I can before Miho claims it all for herself, shouldn't I?
Not if I beat you to it anyway.
Laughing, the three of us clean everything up and then finally head back inside the library.
That was quite fun, but I do think I'm ready for bed. Is something wrong?
I barely register her words. Something is wrong, but I don't know what. As soon as I walk through the front door, I can tell, but I can't place what it is.
Miho?
Both of them stop walking, watching me with concern. Finally, it hits me.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It doesn't take me long to spot the source. One of the windows near the shelves not far from Aspen's usual table is wide open. The curtains flutter with the breeze. The two of them follow my line of sight.
Oh, did we forget to close this?
Ah.
But then, that doesn't make sense, does it? Why would we have just opened one of the windows?
We wouldn't. That window was definitely shut earlier.
It's Halloween. Maybe some kid snuck in here as a prank. Is anything missing?
Three of us look around, inspecting the shelves, front desk, and everything in between. If something's gone, it's not immediately visible.
I can't see anything out of the ordinary.
Me either.
Yeah.
Something still doesn't sit right with me.
I'm gonna go look upstairs.
The other two follow behind me. Juliet goes to check her office, but appears untouched. Aspen waits at the top of the stairs, watching. Meanwhile, I go to my room. Grabbing the handle, I push the door open and turn on the lights. I can hardly believe what I see. My window is open too. My bed sheets and pillows are strewn across the floor like someone climbed across the bed. What few other possessions I have are also scattered around the room as if a tornado had blown through.
Miho? Is something amiss?
I can hear them both hurrying my way as I remain frozen in the doorway behind me. Aspen gasps as she gets a glimpse of my room.
Who? Why?
I have a feeling I already know the answer to one of those questions, but not the other. Stepping inside, I mechanically pick up my things and put them back where they belong. Especially, everything is here except for...
My scroll!
a little piece of paper, the only belonging that I really care about, is nowhere to be seen. I check under my bed and every nook and cranny just to be sure, but it's gone. That fact is all the confirmation I need.
I'll be back.
I push my way past Aspen and Juliet's shocked face and dash back up downstairs. Both Aspen and Juliet shout after me as I barrel out of the library, but I ignore them both. The instant I'm outside, I transform and keep running. There's no question or doubt as to who took my scroll. The question is why. As angry as I could be, I force myself to stamp that feeling down, at least until I know Silver's reasons. The path to Mount Victoria is more crowded than I've ever seen it. Both the roads and sidewalks are full of people, mostly parents with their kids. Some of them point or cheer as I run past, but I don't give them a second thought. None of them try to stop me or get in my way. By the time I climb the mountain and reach Silver's part of the forest, it's dark. She isn't in any of her usual spots, but I can sense that she isn't far away. Racing towards the darkness, I keep my nose near the ground, hot on her trail. Then suddenly, just like last time, I find her. She moves in the darkness, a patch of shadow that's a different color than the rest. Her bead glows as vibrant as ever, illuminating her wrist. It shines on the unfurled paper in her hand. Like always, she waits with her back to me.
So you came.
No shit, you robbed her.
Of course I did. Give me back my scroll.
I keep my distance but reach out my hand. She's just a few steps away. Tilting her head to look up at the starry sky. No, not the sky, the trees. I follow her gaze upwards and realize something. I've been here before. I recognize this tree. It's the one the bird fell from. That makes me pause. Has she been considering about it all this time? Is this her way of asking? She did follow me all the way home. I soften my voice, but know that I may as well be blunt.
It died, you know. They weren't able to save it.
Her posture doesn't change, but by the subtle light of her bracelet, I can see her fingers clench the edge of my scroll more tightly.
I met the woman who rescued it. She said the same thing that you did. That's just how nature is.
Silence. Gritting my teeth, I try to contain my growing frustration. Normally, I can tolerate her silence, but tonight, instead of just coming to talk like she knows I would, she steals my most beloved possession and makes me chase her out here. All so she can ignore me.
Don't you have anything to say? You must have come here for a reason, didn't you?
More silence. Not even a breeze disturbs it. Finally, I've had enough. I step forward, snapping a branch beneath my shoes.
Hey! Answer me, damn it! Stop acting like you don't care about anything!
That gets her attention. She looked at me over her shoulder, face hidden except for her eyes, and then faces me.
Were you to happen upon another burn, more broken than the first, would you still try to save it?
What the fuck?
Of course.
Even knowing that your effort is likely to be futile?
Yeah, even then. At least there's a chance it would work out.
You speak like a human, fighting against the inevitability of death.
Yeah, but it's not your death.
While we could watch the river of life from its shores, you choose to struggle upstream. Why?
Why? Because otherwise it all just passes by. I did what you said and watched from the shores for so long because I didn't even think about joining it. But once I did, once I let someone pull me in, I realized I like it more this way. It's hard sometimes. I haven't even been trying that long, but those hard times just help me appreciate the good ones more. Or even at all. There's someone I met who was also afraid of getting hurt, and someone else who was afraid of just passing by. They showed me that those are parts of life too, just like death is for a lot of people. Who cares about living forever if you don't care about being alive? Immortal or not, it's all we have. You and me, my friends, that bird, it's the same for all of us. I could have run away. I thought about it a million times. It would have been a lot easier than staying. But I did stay. And so now, here I am. Someone took a chance on me once too. Even if I wouldn't have died, they still saved my life in a way. I thought it would be impossible for someone like me, like you and me, that it wasn't even worth the effort to try and change things. But I was wrong. And I'm glad that I was. And so that's why I do the same thing all over again, with the burn. Because if there's even a chance, it's worth trying.
Although I don't say it, I can't help but think even talking like this is something relatively new for me. Unlike Silver, who talks more like Aspen's old books most of the time. It just goes to show that there are lots of different paths our lives could have taken, but they both brought us here together. While Silver is still thinking about what I said, her eyes suddenly go wide at the same time that I feel something warm on my neck. Holding my necklace, where I can see it, both Silver and I just stare as my bead brightens before our eyes. The glow intensifies to the point that Silver has to shield her eyes and looks away, although somehow it doesn't bother me. I also watch as another eyelash thin crack appears and then another for a moment. I half expect it to just shatter, but it stops after the third crack, still holding itself together. The light from it also dims a little bit, but it's still brighter than it was. When I let go and it falls back against my neck, my bead feels heavier than normal too. Silver is able to look at me again, and though the shock has faded from her expression, her eyes still stay fixed on my bead. She laughs, but it's humorless. Shaking her head, she continues to stare at my necklace instead of my eyes.
I had hoped that by looking at this, I might be able to learn your secret. Some magic spell or incantation that you had invoked. At the very least, I thought I might understand. Even as I read it, I thought that I must be missing something. For what meaning could such simple instructions hold? Even as you arrived here, I hoped that perhaps you would reveal some missing part of the puzzle. So golden was your light as I approached your library that I thought it must be someone else. So bright that I could see it clearly. The same color as the person close to you. Now, I don't know if I should be disappointed or not to find there is no secret to these words. Is there?
Holding my scroll in front of her face the same way I held my necklace, her eyes glide across the characters.
수복강령. Please be happy. What simple nonsense. And yet, how could I deny that you've taken it to heart when your very aura tells me your truth?
It's all I can do to blink, to breathe, to stay standing upright. As the world narrows to just the two of us, all awareness of anything else falling away from me. Confusion is just as plain on Silver's face at my reaction as I struggle to speak.
You can read it? That's what it says?
After years of looking and trying to understand, and she can read it just like that, Silver, who says she cares nothing for people and their lives or culture. I'm not the only one stunned. The parchment falls from Silver's hand as she drops it in shock. It flutters to the ground and stays there, even as budding breeze starts to blow. That shock changes into understanding, and then Silver laughs again. Really laughs for the first time I've ever seen. Her usual dignified and threatening poise is gone as she laughs so hard that it echoes around the woods. Clutching her chest, it's all she can do to remain upright as she acts like she's heard the world's funniest joke. Still, just like earlier, I'm not sure there's any humor in it. Finally, with a groan, she retrieves my scroll and then just straightens up, wiping her eyes.
You're serious, aren't you? You never knew what it said before now.
She's illiterate. I shake my head.
I would call you a liar if you were anyone else. You've made a fool of me without even trying. Or rather, I've made a fool of myself. I thought your glow was the result of those words. But you achieved that by yourself. Whatever it is you feel, it's something you've learned on your own, isn't it? You truly believe all the things you said.
Maybe not on my own. I had a lot of help along the way. But yeah, I mean it. Every word.
I reach out a hand again, taking a step forward, then another, and another. I stop just in front of Silver. All she has to do is take the final step forward. I don't demand anything, just reach. She eyes my hand warily, like a stray dog trying to decide if it should trust someone. I hold my breath, waiting. With a rustle, she pushes the paper into my hands and then backs away, looking at the ground.
Your path is different than mine. We may have more in common than I once thought, but I still cannot follow behind you, though I can understand why you walk it.
I nod.
And I understand why you said no. I hope you change your mind someday.
Perhaps. Although, I do not think we'll meet again.
Wait, why not? Are you leaving?
Soon. I don't know when. I haven't decided. But I made up my mind before I ever visited your library.
Oh,
You're disappointed.
I am. You're the first other Gumio I've ever known. You're like... family, I guess. Didn't you call us sisters before?
Silver blushes, averting her eyes.
Perhaps.
Then that's what we are.
That's simple, is it?
It really is.
Silver shakes her head and looks around, regaining a bit of her standoffish composure. This is about the time when she typically transformed and ran away.
At least tell me before you leave, okay? Whenever it is.
She hesitates but then agrees.
Fine. Goodbye, Miho.
Bye, Silver.
She walks towards me rather than away and comes to a stop right beside me. We both face in different directions. Slowly, she raises a hand and awkwardly pats me on the shoulder. Just once. By the time I turn my head to look at her, all that I can see is the disappearing gleam of a silver fox fur as she blends into the night. I'm alone. I don't feel alone. Looking at my scroll, there are a few new creases from where Silver held onto it, but they don't mess up the writing or anything. It's just another record of what we've been through together. The breeze from before picks up, making the paper flutter in my grip, and I use 2 hands to hold it. Seeing without reading, I let my eyes wander over the familiar characters. It's funny, all this time spent not knowing what they said, just to find I've lived by them all along, or at least I've started to. Happiness? That's a new one for me too, I think. Another abstract concept that didn't seem meant for me, but like everything else, it got easier along the way. I roll my scroll back up and store it safely in my pocket. The woods are dark as I walk through them, but I'm not afraid. The shining light of my bead brightens the path, leading my way back home. Chapter 5, Stray Thoughts. Oh, this is also pretty cute art. The familiar jingle of the Bell House's door greets me as I walk in for what could be the last time. Once Aspen starts working at the new location next week, I won't have much reason to visit this one anymore. The scent of baking bread and brewing coffee mixed with the clean earthiness of all the plants is something that I'll miss too.
Hey! Welcome to the Bell House! Oh, it's Miho!
Hey, Lena.
She tilts her head over her shoulder to yell back towards the kitchen.
Aspen! Your girlfriend's here!
There's a muffled sound from the back, and a couple of the other patrons turn to look at the source of the shout. Lena ignores them entirely.
She'll be right out.
Oh, Lena, you're just as embarrassing as always.
Thanks!
Lena will also be moving over to the new location when it opens. Aspen told me she got to pick which staff members she wanted to invite to the new store, but she doesn't want Lena to know that. She'd never live it down. Since there's no one else in line, I lean against the counter to talk with Lena while I wait for Aspen.
I was just thinking about how I'm gonna miss this place. It must be like that for you too, right? I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much. Maybe I'll miss it when I get there. But why get a head start on that when I've still got another week here?
Good point.
I'm sure Lena and I have different feelings, but the Bell House anyway. I have a lot of special treasure memories here. But for her, it's just part of her routine, kind of like how the library is important to both Aspen and me, but not in the same way. Aspen herself comes out from the kitchen carrying a small plate with a strawberry croissant on it. Lena locks on instantly.
Well, you still got croissants left?
Not anymore. I was saving this one for Miho.
Oh yeah, perks.
Wow. Abusing your powers already?
It's not the first time. Besides, I've noticed we go through blueberry muffins suspiciously fast when you're working the counter.
Oh, dang it. I thought I was being sneaky.
Not sneaky enough, so shh.
Oh yeah, blackmail versus blackmail. Aspen puts a finger to her lips as she hands me the illicit treat.
Wow, it's been forever since I've had stolen food.
It's not stolen. It's just selectively available.
Yeah, tell it to the judge.
Right. I'm gonna go select something available from the rack myself. See you later, Miho.
Oh, Lena. I love that energy.
Bye, Lena.
Sure enough, she plucks a muffin from the display case on her way to the back of the store. I take a bite of my croissant, getting strawberries and cream all over my hands. It's as messy as it is delicious. Aspen reaches up and wipes away a dollop of cream from my nose.
Go sit down and I'll bring you something to drink. What would you like?
Oh, it's okay. You don't have to do that.
I want to, though. What'll you have?
Well, another foxtail latte, please.
Oh, is that what she named it?
Of course. I don't even have to ask.
It is my drink after all.
It's mine.
Yes, I'm well aware. And I'll have it right out.
I carry my croissant to my favorite seat by the window and sit down, enjoying the familiar view. It's changed a bit since I first sat down here half a year ago, but it's still mostly the same on the outside. With only a couple weeks left until the new year, people bustle about outside, trying to make the best of what's left of this one. I think I've begun to understand why it's important to people, why it's worth numbering the years when you'll once get to see so many of them. I spot Aspen approaching, carrying a drink in each hand. I move my plate out of the way to make room for her as she sits down.
Here you are, a foxtail latte for its namesake.
Thanks! It's delicious.
You haven't even tried it yet.
So? I don't need to. I just know.
It has been a hit with the customers too, I must say. More than any of the other beverages I've created. Clearly I have my wonderful muse to thank for that. You've left a mark on this place too.
Oh.
That's why I get them for free forever, right?
Oh.
Or as long as I'm working here at least.
Yeah, I wouldn't push your I wouldn't push your luck.
You know, maybe Lena was a little bit right about me abusing my powers.
Oh, it's okay.
I won't tell her you said that.
Good.
There's a growing list of things not to tell Lena. Aspen takes a sip of her own drinks and looks impressed.
Damn, that is good.
She removes the lid to let it cool, which isn't something I've seen her do before.
What are you doing after this? I'm only on a 5, by the way.
That's fine. I'll probably just head back to the library. I don't have much else to do today.
Is on a 5 like a 5-minute break?
Jealous.
Why? What about you?
I'm only working half my shift here today. After lunch, I'm going to the new store to help Regina with some final inspections and then doing interviews for new hires. It's a lot.
You should hire Miho.
You're doing all of that in one day?
There aren't that many days left. We should have been done with hiring already, but one person changed his mind last minute. So now...
Hire Miho. She trails off and ends with a sigh, a combination I know all too well.
Well, I could go on, but I won't. Who would have thought opening a brand new restaurant would be so much work?
If you hire Miho, then you can really abuse your power. Although she laughs, I can't help but be a little concerned. Although it's been over a month since Aspen decided to take a break from writing, it's still way too soon for her to be overworking herself again.
Are you sure you're gonna be alright? I mean, you're gonna be this busy until it opens, right?
If not busier, yes. It won't be fun, but I'll manage.
I've heard that one before, you know.
I know. I mean it though. Really. The soft opening is in 10 days. Even after that, there'll be plenty to do. Maybe more than there is now. But eventually things will settle down, and I don't have to sell my soul in the process too. That's the big difference. I can handle being tired. It was the dread and anxiety that I couldn't take.
Yeah, that's true. They kind of feed into each other too a little bit. Compared to before, there's something different in the way Aspen speaks. When she would talk about her writing and how she felt, it was obvious that even she didn't believe the words she was saying. But now I can tell from the light in her eyes that she means it.
Okay. You're pretty determined, huh?
I am. It felt good to make my mind up about something. I want to give it my very best, so that I can feel good when I look back on it too. Besides, I'd say that growing the new Bell House into Wellington's most popular cafe would be a more than adequate way to be remembered. But I'll settle for it being a hidden gem too.
As long as you're selling strawberry croissants and foxtail lattes, I don't see how it could be anything else.
Croissant.
Hopefully. Word of mouth from the first few days will be very important. If we fail to make a good first impression, then it could be hard to recover.
You're worrying too much. Everyone already loves the Bell House. I'm sure they'll love yours too.
Me? Worry too much? No way.
Uh-huh.
Well, you're probably right. Besides, I have a great team too. With their help, I'm sure it'll turn out okay.
That's more like it. You and Lena are gonna do great.
Yeah.
I can't let her show me up after all, especially as the store manager. Oh god, I really am starting to sound like her.
What, Regina?
That's another one for the list, right?
Oh.
Naturally. Speaking of Lena, I need to get back to work.
Naturally.
I'm busy this afternoon, but I'm free tomorrow after work.
I'm always free when you are.
It's a
Aw.
date then.
We say goodbye with a kiss like usual before Aspen has to leave. I finish up the last couple bites of my croissant on my own, washing out the window. At one point, even the Bell House wasn't here. I don't know what was, but it's hard for me to picture it as anything else. At one point, it was just someone's dream, an idea, or a half-formed concept. It took a lot to turn that into the little restaurant that I know and love today. For the new Bell House, Aspen will be responsible for the start of its story. We're making it more than just a dream. I have a lot of faith in her, though. Aspen's great at stories. Seeing her enthusiasm and determination return is such a relief. Her path forward is clear, at least for now. I'm glad for her, I really am. Still, I can't help but wish I had something like that for myself too. A goal to work towards, or a dream to fulfill. At first, Juliet let me work at the library so that I could have some structure in my everyday life, and to get more used to being around other people, but that's not something I need as much anymore. I don't mind my job, but the fact that I'm here right now, and come and go whenever I feel like it, kind of proves that what I do there isn't 100% necessary. Still, it's home. It's a place to go back to while I figure out what's next. So after cleaning up my trash and finishing my drink, that's exactly what I do. At breakfast, Julia and I set up the table, and she prepares a place for 3 people like usual.
I forgot to tell you. Aspen won't be here today.
Oh, I see. Is everything all right?
Yeah, she's just busy. She said she doesn't know how often she'll be able to come by until the new Bell House opens.
Oh,
I understand. She must have a lot of responsibilities to take care of right now.
Mm-hmm. I was worried about how much work she has to do. I still am. But she's pretty confident in herself. So maybe it'll be okay.
It's only natural that you'd be concerned. You care about her a lot. I'm sure she's glad that you worry about her, even when she tells you not to. I have faith in her too. When Aspen puts her mind to something, she's unstoppable.
I know the type.
One of my earliest memories with her came from her first visit to the library, when she was trying to find a certain book on the shelves. Only it wasn't there, because I was reading it at the time and had it in my room. She asked if she could borrow it, promising to return it the next day. I told her she could take more time with it, but she stayed up all night reading it and brought it back like she promised. It wasn't a short book by any means either. I imagine she's treating her new role with similar focus and determination, which is why I'm sure she'll succeed in the end.
Yeah, you're right. I can't spend all my time worrying about her. I have to trust her to live her life too.
It's true.
Even though I said that last time, I understand it better this time.
That's good. It can be a difficult lesson to learn.
That's for sure.
Live and let live. Juliet laughs, and then we start to eat. It is a little quiet without Aspen, or even the sound of her silverware, especially since for Juliet, having a meal is entirely symbolic anyway. I try to eat fast just to get it over with. When we finish and clean up, Juliet lingers around the kitchen for a bit. In that way, that means she has something to say. Sure enough, once everything else is done, she clears her throat. I don't know. I think Juliet is very charming in that she has certain, like, I don't know how to explain it, like mannerisms, antics.
Miho, there's something I wanted to ask you.
Sure. What's up?
Earlier this morning, I saw that I'd received a reply to a message that I never expected to be answered. A couple months ago, I managed to find someone online that I thought might be related to your friend Zhang Ying, and reached out to confirm. They never got back to me, and so I didn't mention it to you. But then today, she finally responded and said that yes, they are distant relatives. She said that if you'd like to talk with her, she'd be happy to tell you a bit about Zhang Ying, or at least what she knows. Is that something you'd like to do?
Oh. Wow.
That's really cool.
I guess you wouldn't be shocked that I never even thought about them maybe having a family.
I thought that might be the case. You're welcome to think about it and get back to me later.
In my mind, Zhang Yin was always alone, but with me, they belonged to the forest and to the rest of the world equally. But it makes sense that they weren't really alone, that they had people who loved them too. It hits me that there's so much I don't know about Zhang Yin. Really, I barely know anything. Every minute shared with me only represented a very small part of their life. In a sense, they may as well be a stranger. I am a little afraid that knowing more about them could change how I feel about them too. But I decide that that's a risk I'm willing to take. I'd rather know more about who they really were.
Nah, I don't need to. I'd like to talk to her.
Wonderful. I'll let her know then. I believe she's in America, so our times are fairly different. Shall I see if tomorrow evening would work?
Sure, that sounds good. Thanks. And thanks for tracking her down and messaging her in the first place.
It's my pleasure. It's what I specialize in, after all. I'll let you know tonight if I hear back from her.
Okay. I'm going to see Aspen when she gets off work, but I'll be back sometime this evening.
I'll see you then. Have a great day, Mio.
Have a good sleep.